What's up, guys? Nate and Sutton back with another video. And today we're talking about our Christmas and how we celebrated and how we didn't celebrate and all of the challenges that come along with that. But before we get into it, what else are we going to get into?
Yeah, we wanted to take 1 second to tell you guys about The Chosen. Season 3 is now out, and we have watched the first 2 episodes. And something that I saw in it that I really loved was there was this moment with Jesus talking to what they call Little John, because you know there's 2 Johns. They have a big one and a little one. And he's talking to Little John, and he has this ailment, like he can't walk right. And he was telling him, how much more of a testament are you to go out and preach the gospel without being healed than the other people are that I have healed, and they're going out to share the gospel? Because it's like, of course, if you get healed, you're going to believe, and it's really easy to share and, you know, be excited about that. But how much more belief is it for you to believe in me and know that I can heal when you haven't yet been healed? So I really like that part. I thought that was cool and just a reminder to know that, you know, just because we're followers of God and just because we believe it doesn't mean that our life is going to be perfect. Like, we may have to walk around with these ailments or these problems, but it should not stop us or slow us down from spreading the gospel. If anything, it should make us even better at sharing the good news.
Absolutely. And I hope you guys are excited as we were to watch season 3. It is out. It's ready for you to watch, and we're going to touch more on that later in this video. But for now, just get excited. All right, Sutton, so let's break the news. What lame parents we are.
I think they already think that. It's not news to them.
Oh man, yeah, you know, this every Christmas just gets a little bit more interesting for us because, you know, we have 3 kids now, and Oakland's our oldest, and he's getting older, and he's talking about Santa Claus all of a sudden, and it's like, what do we do about this? Because the last thing that we want to do is steal any type of fun or enjoyment from our kids. You know, we're the first ones that want to give them good gifts and see them excited and light up. But how do we balance that with the obvious conflicts that we have with Christmas, the way it's celebrated in our day, and some other major red flags that we're going to talk about?
Yeah, so this video is not coming to y'all of this is our plan and this is how we're doing it for years to come. It's kind of like this is the season we're in and we're in the midst of it and we're trying to figure out how are we going to do Christmas. So now we're just kind of talking through it with y'all and telling you what we did this year. And, you know, maybe there'll be things next year that we'll do differently.
Yeah, definitely not coming at you with the perspective of like we're better than you for not celebrating Christmas the way that you do or anything like that. It's just we have had some convictions that we just can't ignore, and we're trying to honor God not only with all of our lives, but, you know, especially on Christmas Day, celebrating the life of Jesus and his birthday. And I like that we're putting this video out. We didn't even really intentionally do this, but the day after Christmas, because the last thing we're trying to do is steal away any of the joy or happiness that you guys might have associated with celebrating Santa Claus and gifts and all of that. But maybe for some considerations for next year, this is what we're thinking about.
Let's talk about the big red elephant in the room.
Yeah, the big red elephant. And I would love to hear y'all's thoughts on this, you know, like maybe are we just crazy? Are we too serious and stale? But, you know, like can't help but not ignore the obvious red flags of Santa Claus. I just want to name a few. So first of all, Santa is the misspelling of Satan. Same letters, just reorganized. And maybe I'm looking too far into it, but that's just one of many.
But you know what's funny? We didn't figure that out on our own. Last year, we had Christmas paper wrapping that had a picture of Santa on it. And Oakland was like, look, Satan. And he said it that way. And we were like, wait a second. And the paper also said Santa on it. So we were like, wait. It is spelled that it is that word. It's just like different spelling. So that's really weird. We didn't figure that out. Oakland did.
Yeah. So, you know, okay, we could let that slide, but maybe not. And then you talk about the other obvious parallels between Santa Claus and Jesus. For example, Jesus in Scripture is mentioned about coming from above, coming from the heavens. And what do you know? Santa Claus is omnipresent. He knows when you are sleeping. He knows when you're awake. You better be good or bad or whatever it says. Bad or good. You better not be. What is it? I'm horrible with lyrics, by the way, if you haven't picked up already.
He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake.
Yeah, meaning like, you are only accepted by Santa Claus if you are good and don't misbehave, where Jesus, on the other hand, is all loving and loves you unconditionally. So there's some obvious like parallels between Santa Claus and Jesus where they are very similar, and then there's other things that like can kind of just like twist the whole concept, so it's like Jesus and Santa Claus both come from above. Santa Claus is North Pole, Jesus heaven. They're both omnipresent, but Santa Claus only loves you, or only is accepting of you when you're doing good and gives you the good gifts that you want when you're doing good and not when you're bad. But Jesus always loves you.
And then like asking Santa for what you want, like when you're supposed to ask Jesus for what you want.
Yeah, but it's on Jesus's birthday when all of a sudden we're turning Jesus' birthday into about us and what we can get and the gifts that we want. Not to mention, it's just a straight up lie, like you literally have to lie to your kids about Santa Claus if you're trying to play along and them, make them believe that he's real.
My family did Santa when I was growing up, and let me just say, I did not have the thought of, you lied to me about Santa, you might be lying to me about God and about Jesus, because we can't see him either and I'm supposed to believe in him. I didn't think like that. I understood like, okay, that was just for fun and it was just, imaginative and fun. But I know that there have been people out there, I've heard stories that have said that to their parents of, you lied to me about that. How do I know you're telling the truth about Jesus? I don't know that kids' brains work that way, but I've heard that people say that, so.
Yeah, I mean, same thing. I grew up believing in Santa. Christmas Day was like the best day ever. I was so excited. I couldn't sleep all throughout the night. And I never thought, like, I can't believe my parents lied to me. But really, I don't know if that's the point. The point is we're called not to lie, and here we are lying about Santa Claus on Jesus' birthday. Some other weird, odd similarities, like, back in the day, you'll see paintings of Santa Claus carrying a Christmas tree on his back. Jesus carrying the cross on his back. Santa Claus comes out of the fireplace. So it's all of these weird things that start to add up. And like I said, we're just being a open book here.
Yeah, I feel like for us, this comes from that verse, if anything is not from faith, it's sin. And if we don't have faith that doing Santa Claus is like for sure the right thing, then maybe we should just steer clear of it. But now I will say, we did get an elf this year. Her name is Cookie. If I want a girl in this house, I gotta buy one. And we're not using her of the typical way of like, she's watching you to see if you're being good or bad, and she's gonna go tell Santa. We didn't do any of that stuff. It's just like, she's here to spend time with you until Christmas, and she does funny things, and you can see what she did in the morning, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to keep it fun. Like, we're trying to keep the imagination and keep it fun without making it be a selfish day or like we need to appease to Santa Claus or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's like, we want to make it fun, but at the same time, is Jesus' birthday supposed to be so fun, when it's like all about the excitement and the gifts? Or should it be enough that it's his birthday and we get to thank and be happy and joyful that it's his birthday?
Yeah, I was telling my friend that people have been acting like we're stealing the magic out of Christmas, and I was telling her maybe there was never meant to be any magic or whatever you want to call it, like make believe, pretend things going on that yes, to little kids is magical, but who put that stuff there was us humans. Like, we just made that up.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think this is going to be easy. Like, I actually think this is the harder path because, like just yesterday, Oakland was running around so excited talking about something that Santa Claus was going to get him. I don't even know. He must have heard it from school or one of his friends or something. But like, he was so excited about that. And me and Sutton were like, oh man, like, what are we going to...
We just ignore Santa to him. Like, we don't talk about him, good or bad. We just don't say anything. And I guess because we just don't really know what to do yet. But yeah, he was like, I'm going to ask Santa for some kind of dinosaur. And I was like, what? Like, how does he even know that you ask Santa for things? I've never told him that. So yeah, I guess he heard it from someone else. But it's just a weird, because he was so excited that it's like I don't want to crush it for him. But I also, it could still be fun. It's like, you can ask me for that toy and I'll find it for you, you know? I don't know. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break to thank our sponsor for this video, Angel Studios. So right now, season 3 of The Chosen is out and you can watch it for free on their app, Angel Studios.
I hope you are as excited as we were to watch it, because you are in for a treat. There's something just about watching those episodes that, I don't know, at least for me, it just inspires me. It makes me want to grow closer to God. It just, I don't know, it brings the whole story of the Gospels to life, and I think it's awesome.
Now, we know the Angel Studios app from watching The Chosen, but what's really great is that they actually have a lot of other shows on there that you can watch for free, and one of them is the Wingfeather Saga. That's something that we watched a little bit of the other night, and it's a cute little cartoon. It's actually created by a Christian singer and songwriter, so it's a nice, clean show that you can feel good about your kids watching, and it has some adventure, it has some action, the little kids were cute, so I think your kids might really like it, and it's free. Who doesn't like free?
And with the Angel Studios app, you can watch it through your iPhone or any other major streaming device. And also check out how you can pay it forward to support the show that allows all of us to watch it for free as well. Yeah, so it's something that we definitely are not claiming to have the answers to, but I don't know if any of y'all out there can relate to some of the things that we're feeling, you know, as someone who tries to live, to do everything unto the Lord, you know, our lives, not just every day, but especially the celebration of Jesus. You know, what does that look like? And these are some of our thoughts that we are sharing. And, you know, I would love to hear y'all's thoughts. How do y'all celebrate Christmas?
If anyone's older than us, like you have kids and y'all have already been through this, please tell us, what did you do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
we're taking ideas. Someone told us, because we had in another video we mentioned how we want to make Christmas more about Jesus and it still be really fun and still be a day that the kids look forward to. And someone was telling me all these traditions that they do, which I really love them. And so one of them that my family recently started doing, like my side of the family, is that for the past 3 years or so, my mom has made a birthday cake for Jesus. We light candles, we sing happy birthday to him, and all the grandkids blow out the candles and we eat cake. And that's been really cute and fun and something to tie it into Jesus' birthday. But then they also said that they give their kids 3 gifts each, because Jesus got 3 gifts when he was born from the wise men. So
what were the 3 gifts? Do you know?
Gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
Wow.
And so I thought that was a great idea, like getting them 3 gifts and, you know, explaining the story of Jesus and how when Jesus was born he got 3 gifts. It's just a good way to tie it in while also still giving them presents, because we don't want to do like, oh, we're not going to give presents on Christmas because that's just lame.
Mm-hmm. My hope is that as they get older and mature and, you know, start to see the bigger picture, that they'll understand where we're coming from. But in the meantime, I don't expect it to be an easy route. You know, I think we're definitely going to see some, who knows, maybe some tears and some sadness and maybe some really excitement. You know, there's other ways that we want to celebrate Christmas in different ways, such as giving to other people, spending time with each other, maybe taking a trip together instead of all the gifts and consumption. So who knows? It's a journey for sure.
So basically how we celebrated Christmas was we wake up, we got the boys a couple gifts and stocking stuffers and things. You may have seen on Instagram that we brought them to a store and let them pick out gifts for each other, which they were thrilled about. First, they didn't get it. They were like trying to pick out things for themselves, and then we're like, no, let's find something. You know, I had Oakland, so I'm like, let's find something that Halston really likes. What is Halston like? Oakland's like, he likes sharks. I'm like, okay, let's look for something that has to do with sharks. So we found him something, and we came home, we wrapped it. He's so excited to give it to him. So that was something we did to hopefully get them excited about giving, and I think that's a tradition we're going to do from now on, is taking them to the store, separating, and letting them pick something out for each other. And then we do like a special Christmas breakfast. We spend time with family, and really it's pretty simple. Mm-hmm. Look at Christmas lights, things like that. But we definitely read the Christmas story on Christmas Day every year, and just, yeah, our hope is just to really center it around Jesus and celebrating his birthday and not a selfish day.
Yeah, and I mean, there's 364 more days out of the year to give gifts to our kids and to, do things like that in other ways. And we're also planning, one thing that we've always talked about doing that we're planning on doing this year as well is taking a trip as a family instead of, buying all these gifts, which to me is much more fulfilling anyway. And hopefully they will come to enjoy that. Another thing that it really helps remind me of that I want to do is to be more intentional and spontaneous with our gift giving. Like just to give them random gifts on different days that they're not expecting it.
How much more fun is that? Like, how much more exciting is it to get a gift on a day that you are not expecting to get a gift?
Yeah, so really what it boils down to is we're definitely not saying everyone else is doing it wrong. It's just with our own personal convictions, it just doesn't feel right to wake up on the morning of celebrating Jesus's birth and it being focused around getting gifts. So anyway, hope we ruined your Christmas. No, I'm just joking. I'm sure someone will pull that line and make a TikTok out of me. Stale old Sutton and Nate. All right, guys, that was Nate and Sutton sowing seeds of truth, love, and inspiration one view at a time.
And that was how we celebrated Christmas.
This hat off me.